coming out with, what is it, Pro Tools 8 or whatever. So we'll see how good those are.
Yeah, but it's a real challenge to even get started with that stuff because all the authorization codes and stuff you need now.
All the stuff. It's a 3-day process.
And then you got some that don't work with Leopard. And then, you know, so it's just a whole lot. It took me like almost 2 weeks to really get it like it's supposed to be, and it's still not all the way there. Like the guy who runs the Guitar Center in Virginia, he had major problems.
Well, there was a while where this version of Pro Tools didn't work with the new operating system, and it's like, wait, am I an engineer or a musician, or am I a computer programmer?
I actually had to call Waves last time I did a big install and work with them because I was fed up.
I had to call them too, and they had to send me something. They had emailed me something, a new authorization code or something they sent me, but it just would. It kept locking up, freezing, and then kind of found out when it was refreshing to hear that the guy who run Guitar Center was having the same problem. So it wasn't me. I thought it was me, because I kind of suck at all that old software. Cause you know I'm from this era, from the hardware era. So I'm just making that transition over recently, like in the last 2 years. But you know, I had to because you know a lot of young cats I deal with now listen to their tracks and hearing how big it is. Like they only have like maybe 3 or 4 sounds and it sounds full. And I'm like, what you using? What kind of board? I'm thinking it's the board.
They're like, we're running plugins, man.
Like reasons, logic. That's all you hear is reasons, logic, reasons, logic, reasons, logic.
Complete's a good choice for it, man. That stuff's so powerful.
Yeah, definitely. But I would never, ever.
You can just use the trigger. You can just use those to trigger.
Yeah, I just still, you know, program my drums up here, and I would rather use the Logic and Reasons as a slave, like you know what I'm saying, like as a rack.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Rather than I can't program. I don't like to program inside of Reasons.
You can program really easily inside a battery though, so your MPC is rocking every channel.
Yeah.
You manipulate the waveforms and put compression on them before they even hit.
One of my producers I have signed in Canada, he's a Dow battery, Kari. Kid named from Toronto named Kari, he's a Dow battery user. He uses it a lot. Like I asked him one time, I said, I need a copy of that kick. He said, that's your kick. Like he just did something to it inside battery that made it sound even better than when I gave it to him.
What are your thoughts on mixtape culture? The whole new spawn, the last couple of years. Well, you know what I'm talking about though, right?
It's a blessing and a curse.
Going around and
it's a blessing. Like the internet is a blessing and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Like it helps you and it can ruin you at the same time. So you know, it's cool, but at the same time, I hate it.
What's the negative part that you don't like about mixtapes? Why?
The negative part about the mixtapes is people leaking your music out and just put it on mixtapes without even asking you or things of that nature. And a lot of people don't want music that somebody else already used.
And they're selling it for like $15 in the street, New York, easily, you know.
I mean, a lot of people now are putting their whole albums on the internet for free downloads now and trying to rely on just getting shows.
Yeah.
Because the game has changed because of the internet. The internet has changed, you know, the game so much, so drastically that people are trying to get on by any means necessary now.
To counter you though, didn't DJing start hip hop in the first place though? I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't in that. It wasn't in that
context,
way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, it was always playing music that you know from somebody else's album. But you can deal with somebody playing your single that you gave them because you're trying to get out there.
Yeah.
But when you start getting leaked records that you don't want out yet and things of that nature, then that's when it's a curse.
Have you heard anything about the labels, how they're putting digital watermarks on the tracks so when they send the promos to the radio stations, to the street DJs, to whatever, if it gets leaked, you've got like an acceptance agreement because all the distribution I've seen lately is coming, you know, in digital. You essentially send your feedback sheet before you even get the actual download thing, and they can track who it got, you know, who leaked it.
That's deep.
LCD Sound Systems album happened recently, and Errol Elkin over in London, who's sort of like a techno rock DJ, got the shit for that.
Yeah, but even for the up and comings though, for the up and comings, the people who are just trying to get music together, you know, that's still, there's not, you know, watermark technology. It's, you know,
yeah, people on labels without the watermark technology. You know what I'm saying? Because of course the leak is coming from inside. I mean, I kind of broke it down to the leak has to be coming from the mastering companies.
Yeah.
Because people are getting artwork and everything now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just a record. Like you getting full albums,
Yeah.
artwork, credits.
Right.
So it has to be coming from like the last stage of the whole process in order for people to get
Somebody's
that kind
making
of
money, right?
Yeah, somebody's making money for sure going the back
But
door.
it's good. So what's good? You said negative is, you know, things being released, things getting leaked. What's the positive? And how have you? Because when you started out, late '80s, early '90s, right? Well, you didn't.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Like 90s.
So you didn't have, internet.
Yeah, internet wasn't common knowledge at that point.
Right.
That's when computers was about the size of this desk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Huge joints.
There was like two people using it. It was
Yeah.
like Bill Gates and his friend or whatever.
So, you know, the good side to the internet is that you can reach people that you normally wouldn't be able to get to across the country. You know what I'm saying? You have your music cracking in Japan, like with the click of a button. You know, that wasn't the situation back in the day. So that's a good situation.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
What was some of your influence on your production style?
Trent, are you from the Tidewater area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where.
What part?
Winsburg, Newport News there.
Oh, okay. Rick Rubin, Molly Mall, Pete Rock, Q-Tip, Diamond D, Buck Wild, No ID, J Dilla. It's quite a few.
Yeah, from all around.
Yeah, but you know, way before I started producing records, I could tell you who produced what just by listening. I studied, you know what I'm saying? I read credits a lot. So I can hear someone on the radio and be like, well, that's Premier. No, I can't forget Premier too, but Premier taught me how to chop. Like, that's one of the most, J Dilla and Premier are two of the best chopping sample cats that you can probably ever learn from as far as trying to cut up a sample, because when you sampling a live sample, it's natural that it's going to drift because it's live instrumentation. There's no metronome there, so sometimes you have to chop it in order to keep it. But now, you know, people now got time stretching and
with the elastic
pitching
audio
time and all types of stuff, so you don't have to do that anymore.
That's
You know what I'm saying? So we were the guinea pigs for y'all today. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, you benefiting from us just like we benefit from the people before us. Like, wasn't no Pro Tools when that session he played for us, the Earth, Wind & Fire situation. Wasn't no Pro Tools, man. It was one take Jake. It was like everybody jamming, 4-track, everything. Like, you listen to like an old James Brown record or Isaac Hayes, you'll hear the drums only on the right. You know what I'm saying? And the guitar on the left, because that's how they had to spread things out, because they didn't have other tracks they could deal with. So now you got the luxury of, you want everything to be stereo, you can have everything stereo.